been met with scenes like this. Empty shelves from the cereal aisle to deodorant and paper goods, everyday items in increasingly short supply. Data from last week shows just how widespread the problem is. 16% of beverages were out of stock at the nation's grocery stores, 14% of snack foods, and 13% of frozen items out of stock.
Makes me kind of angry, like, why?
It's the latest effect of shipping and distribution delays that have hampered nearly every business in America.
Something is interrupted somewhere in the food chain, whether it's packaging or containers or labor or the trucking to get it off the warehouse dock.
Dozens of cargo ships are still lingering out at sea, while trucks, railways, and warehouses remain understaffed.
We're buying more products than ever before, whether they be online, pick up at stores, or at our big box retailers. And the American importer is struggling to keep up with that demand.
That's ludicrous.
An average of 30 container ships has sat anchored daily just off the coast of Los Angeles this year.
The normal number of container ships at anchor is 0 to 1.
This ship, the Everfront, not to be confused with the now famous Ever Given, was waiting for 13 days.
Seeing vessels at anchorage outside the nation's largest container port does not happen every day. And it is a once in about a decade situation that we see.
Everfront was part of a bottleneck in the supply chain that's still straining the neighboring ports, which handle about a third of all U.S. imports.
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the ports have never really seen this confluence of stresses that they've had to deal with.
So what's causing this offshore queue? How do these waiting ships impact customers onshore? And when will it return to normal?
I think we got here because we all had to stay home.
Experts say if there's one cause for the backup, it's COVID-19.
Staying home leads you to go, all right, my desk isn't great if I've got one, my chair isn't comfortable even if I've got one, I might need a new computer monitor, I might need a webcam.
You know, there was a page one story in the Wall Street Journal this week that kind of caught my attention. It laid out the problems in more complexity than I had realized to this point. And I think there was one line in it that really caught me. It talked a little bit about how despite mounting shipping delays and cargo backups, the busiest U.S. port complex shuts its gate for hours on most days and remains closed on Sundays. Meantime, major ports in Asia and Europe have operated around the clock for years. So what are they doing, and why can't we?
Only one members of the family to come into the store. Only card payments will be accepted. So please ensure that you have your bank card with you. Only 20 items per basket. Only 15 minutes to shop. No exchange or refund will be allowed. No cashback.
So is this where we are headed here in America? Are we headed for a situation where we can only purchase a certain amount of groceries at a time? I know there have been limits on paper products, tissue, paper towels, certain things like that. But you see the image from those in South Africa, and they're lined up outside of a grocery store. They're being told ahead of time that they can only make a certain amount of purchases per person. And this situation with the ports has been ongoing since the beginning of the year. They assumed everything would be rectified and back to normal by early summer. It is now fall, and it seems as if they have still not gotten a handle on it. In fact, it seems as if it's gotten worse. The shelves have gotten emptier. Have you noticed? I've been paying attention for the past several months, and every time I go to the stores, particularly grocery stores, there are empty shelves of items that normally would not be empty. Midweek, beginning of the week, doesn't matter what time of the week it is. So I would suggest to you, if you have not done so, make preparations for emergency situations, because you never know what you are coming upon. So it's better to prepare ahead of time and to just have things in order just to be safe. Because certainly this situation does not seem to be getting any better anytime soon. Let's continue to watch and pray. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be blessed.